Normally running on my own, apart from the odd dog attacking me, training for a marathon is quite a lonely experience. The atmosphere's really nice, spoilt only by that Heather Small song they keep playing. Every time you have anything to do with the marathon, they play the Heather Small song. But the start was good. I remember the start really well. Everyone sets off at a comfortable speed, but there is the occasional fool that tends to sprint off and run past everybody. We had a couple overtake us and fall over, and a rather sarcastic cheer went up as they were dragged off by St John's Ambulance Brigade. I think it was about mile 18, my hips decided they were bored with marathon running and they wanted to stop with immediate effect. So I had an argument with my hips and I forced them to carry me through to a St John's Ambulance Brigade point. They patched me up and kicked me out again. But you tend to fight through it. The crowd are clapping you and cheering, all the runners, and that gets a bit of inspiration. I went past the breakthrough cheering point at mile 22, and shortly after that I was overtaken by a pantomime horse. That's when you realise that your race is over with regards to getting a decent time. But I carried on to mile 25, where the last breakthrough cheering point was, and that was really emotional. My partner Sarah was there with some close friends of ours, one of which was Hayley Mitchell. She's a breast cancer survivor. She's had a real problem with it. She's 25, so she's very young to have breast cancer. And a friend of mine made up a flag called Hayley's Mile, and I was carrying that flag for Hayley and other breast cancer survivors, and unfortunately there was a couple of people on the flag who were no longer around. When you're that worn out, you will cry, trust me. And I carried that on round past the Houses of Parliament, along the Mall, and then finally across the finishing line. When I crossed the finishing line, it was an anticlimax. I know it sounds strange. Now, if you get injured, you're going to be down there at 5.5, 6 hours. So these grandstands are empty. So you go round the corner at Buckingham Palace, which is absolutely heaving with people, and you turn down the Mall, and these grandstands are empty. So there's no noise, and you feel very much on your own. Although you're pleased to get it over with, and again you get emotional that you've completed it. The actual finish of the London Marathon for me was an anticlimax because of the year's training, a year's build-up. Everything, I suppose, for me was geared towards mile 25 and picking up Hayley's flag and carrying that for the last mile. But it was a great experience. But yeah, unfortunately, once I'd crossed the line, that's when the problems really started to happen.